PerfecPress HTV, where we go live every Wednesday and Friday to show you how to do some things. So today I am going to go over what we are doing for our Black Friday when the sale is going off on Monday. I am also going to show you how to work some of the items that's on sale, but first I'm going to go over the list. So our Black Friday items are up to 25% off. So for 10% off, we have all of our heat presses, our cup turners, and our grab techs. But that is in-store pickup only, so you can order online, but you will have to pick it up in store, or you can come in store and just buy it on in store or whatever. 20% off, we have all sublimation blanks, so that includes the gator masks, includes socks, the bags, stockings, anything, except for our tumblers and our mugs. I know, tumblers and mugs, I'm so sorry. For 20% off, we do have our PerfecPress 3D. We have our PerfecPress holographic. We have our PerfecPress glitter, as well as our PerfecPress flock, and then our PerfecPress stretch foil. Some more items that we have on sale is going to be our sublimation markers. These markers are very handy. When it comes, if you just want to find a picture off Google, you just want to color in and put on a shirt, you can definitely use this. You can use a regular copy paper. It does not have to be sublimation paper. We also have 25% off our masks. They're normally about $5. Now they're going to be about $3.50 maybe. We also have 20% off our solvent print transfers. And we also have a Christmas bundle deal. So with the Christmas bundle deal, you get one double cup turner, 1 quart epoxy, and then 1 quart the epoxy hardener, which is basically the A and B set. As well, you get to choose 5 PerfecPress glitters, and you get all of that for $120, which I think is an amazing deal because the double turn is already $69.99, so it's a great deal. Also, another thing that we don't have on our flyer is all of our other solvent print transfers that's not Christmas related is $5. So you can come in store and grab you a few or the whole thing. It doesn't matter, but they're all $5 each. But today's live, I am going to show you how to use our grab tech over here, our heat press over here, and as well as some of the vinyls that's going to be on sale. So I did already pre-design my image. Sorry, I did. But it's a Gobble Me, Swallow Me, and it's a turkey or whatever Megan Thee Stallion said. Love her. But so right now I'm going to use this tan shirt, and I kind of matched my colors up just to, I'm sorry, not the tan shirt, the burgundy shirt. And I matched all my colors up already. So right now I'm using the brown glitter, light copper, and then red stretch foil metallic, as well as our copper stretch foil metallic. So I'm just looking at my colors on the GrabTech software. Sorry, the first thing I'm going to do is if you have a GrabTech, I am going to press this cutting tool up top. It's cut/plot. And I'm just going to look at my colors, make sure everything is right. But I also do like to just open up my weeding box a little bit because it does cut some things off. Also, if you are on Instagram, please join over to Facebook so you can see what I am doing on my computer. So I'm just opening up my boxes some more. So right here, I don't know if you can tell, but it is a double box right there. And that's just telling me that when I cut, I am going to go over my spacing. So there's no problem with me. I'm just going to lower my dimensions. So I'm just going to go to 100% is, and I'm just going to press the down button. And you'll know when you have everything in there. You just scroll up, and if you don't see a second page, that means everything is in there. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to pay attention to this side right here, and that's going to tell me how much bigger I can make it. So that did go off the page again, so I'm just going to keep it right here. Now I'm going to go and open up my box for this one as well. But if you do have any questions, be sure to ask. I am able to answer all questions, or if I don't know a question, I do have Winston here who will help me answer all of my questions, all of your questions. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load my turkey, the turkey's head. I think I want to use this right here. So I'm going to load it into the grab tag. Remember, shiny side always going to be down. But sometimes it will be confusing with shiny side down. So sometimes I like to fill right here or even use a weeder just to pick a corner just to make sure this will be the side I'm going to cut on. So I'm going to load this into the grab tag. Clamp it down. Now do press number 3. Number 3 means sheet on the grab tag, and it's going to measure out the cutting space. So after I press the number 3, I am going to come back to the software. And I'm going to press this little question mark right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a question mark right there. And that just gives me my cutting area. So I'm going to move this off the corner a little bit. I'm going to come back to my grab tag. I'm going to press condition test. And I'm just looking at my force and everything just to make sure it's not too deep. I am using stretch foil, so it says it's a force of 19 here, and I don't want to use a force of 19. So I am going to press number 4. I'm going to lower it down to maybe 12. I am going to do a test cut. And test cuts just help you so that you don't cut your entire design and then see at the end of your design that you just messed the vinyl completely up. So always do a test cut. I'm just going to take that out. And it did cut right. So now I'm going to send my design. And the grab tag is, honestly, I started out using the Silhouette Cameo, but after a few times, hold on one second. So we did have 4 passes in the system. Want to make sure you have 1 pass. If you do 4 passes on soft stretch foil, you end up like me, have holes in there because it cut too deep. So I'm going to reload this same piece of vinyl. I'm just going to put it on the other end.
You still had our settings from last week when we were doing twill.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to send it because I know my settings should be right this time. We're going to hope they are. But as I was saying before, I did start out as a Silhouette Cameo user, but once I started working here using the grab tech, I did actually switch over because the grab tech is 10 times faster than the Cameo. It's more precise with its cutting, and even using a print and cut with the grab tech, it flows much better than using a Cameo. Now that's done and cut, I'm going to go with my second layer, which is going to be the metallic red. Gonna load that into my machine. And I'm going to keep my settings the same because they're both still the same material. And again, I'm going to press the question mark again. That's going to give me my sizing that I have for the grab tag. And then now I'm just going to press send. And while that is cutting, I am going to start weeding the turkey. So I am using a wooden weeder that we do sell at PerfecPress HTV. Although we are out of stock, we do have a few other alternates you can use. So now I'm going to get my white.
We have a question on our Instagram feed that's saying from To Ichisam, who's asking, hello, which cutter are you using?
I'm using the GravTech cutter, and this is a SE7000. So now I did change my materials. It's through PerfecPress 3D, which is a much thicker vinyl. So I'm going to do a few test cuts, and I may even have to do a double pass on this one. So I'm going to up my force to maybe try 15 and test cut. And it did work, but it didn't go all the way through. So I'm going to take it from 15 and put it on 17 maybe. So 17 did not work. I'm going to put on 18. I'm going to try not to go too hard because I am going to do a double pass. So I'm going to do another test cut. And be sure that you do move where your blade is, because in a GravTech, if you keep it in the same position, it's just going to stay cutting the same spot out. So make sure you do move it to the left some so you're not cutting the same test cut. Okay, so this one did cut all the way through. Not exactly, but it's enough to let me know that I may be able to do a second pass on this one. So I'm going to keep it on my force of an 18. So now I'm going to come up here to the top where it says options. And down here it says passes. I'm going to press 2. I'm going to type 2, I'm sorry. And now I'm going to send my image. So it did actually cut through, but I did not move it, so it did cut where my where my test cuts were. So I'm going to have to just cut it again. I'm just going to load it onto the other side. It's on. And again, if you are just now joining, we are going over some layering techniques, basically, using our vinyls that are going to be on sale until Monday. And they are going to be 20% off. So right now I'm just weeding it out a little bit just to make sure that it did cut correctly. And from where I see it did. And now we have our little eyes for the turkey. So now I'm going to go to my next layer. I'm gonna load that into my cutter. And because it is glitter, I am going to go back and change my settings and take it from doing a double pass back to one pass. But I am going to do a test cut while it's still on 18, just because it does take much more of a harder force for it to cut glitter on.
Hey Kayla, we have another question on our Instagram by Yasha Creative Designs. They ask, is it all vinyls on sale?
No, all of our vinyls are not on sale. So vinyls such as maybe Polyflex Turbo, Premium, or Strip Flock, those are not on sale. But we do have a few PerfecPress vinyls that's going to be on sale, such as our foils, our flock, our holographics are on sale, as well as our glitters are on sale. And our 3D, I'm sorry. Those are all going to be on sale. So again, I'm going to press my question mark. And my test cut did work, so I am going to leave my force on 18. So I'm just going to send this. And while that is cutting, I'm going to come back over here and finish weeding my other stuff, my other vinyls. Again, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask all questions. If I can't answer them, I know for a fact that Winston can. So I'm going to load my next layer, which is going to be the turkey's wings part, or its flaps, the feathers, sorry. I'm not going to change my setting again because it is still cutting on glitter, so I'm going to keep it the same thing. But I'm going to come back over here to my pole sizing and press the question mark. And now I'm going to send. See, I'm going to weed this part. And see how beautiful the Gravitech cuts out the glitter? I will be struggling on the silhouette.
Hey Kayla, you have another question. This question is, the other question is, how long have you been designing for?
I have been designing for 4 years now. I am a senior in high school. I've been making shirts since I was in 9th grade. Actually, February 3rd, 2018. So.
Do you remember it to the exact date?
Yes, because my mom actually, she gave me the business. Mm-hmm. And she was like, she was tired of me being in her pocket. So we went to Ruby Tuesdays, and then she taught me everything, so.
So you were like, this is the date where I begin it all.
Yes. This is the date when I started making my own money, was tired of being broke.
Oh, that's fun.
So I remember when I started working here too, June 15th, 2020.
Huh.
I remember a lot of days.
I can remember the exact date like that. I could probably find it in a calendar.
When you started?
Yeah.
So the S on this part did get cut off with my test cut. So I am not going to cut my whole design out. I'm just going to cut the S out. So I'm going to load it onto the opposite side. And stuff like this does happen, so if you do make a mistake and cut off something, it's okay. Don't panic. It happens to everybody. Just go in your design. And it may be an easier way to do this, but I'm just going to do my way. I'm just going to literally delete everything else because I'm done cutting everything else. And I'm just going to cut the S. I'm pretty sure it's a much faster way than that, though. Again, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them.
Hey, Kayla.
Yes.
We have another question. We have a question on Instagram that's asking, what's the cut settings for your holographic vinyl?
The holographic vinyl for the GravTech, I actually did not get to that, but I will right now since that is what my next design going to be using. So I'm going to load this into here. In holographic vinyl, it is pretty, it is thick like glitter, so I'm going to test it out on how I have my glitter setting to be. So right now my force is on 18, so I'm just going to test it out and see if that works. And it cuts out beautifully, so if you are using a GravTech, make sure that your force is going to be on 18. But if you are not using a GravTech, maybe using a Cameo, maybe have your blade on 5, your speed on 5, and your force on 21. And you may have to do a double pass if that does not work, but that should work. But again, for silhouette, all blades are not going to be the same. So whatever works for me may not work for you. So just do a few test cuts after I've given you my settings and see what works best for you. So right now I am going to do a kind of multitasking. I'm going to go to my next design, which is gobble, 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 with a dabbing turkey because we're dabbing into Thanksgiving. Corny, sorry. So again, I'm just going to open my boxes up. And this one right here is 8 layers, so we are going to try to finish it all on here. If not, I'm going to give you the best I can give you.
Well, we'll have time to finish it.
Winston said we will have time to finish it, so I'm going to give it all to you guys. So again, I'm just opening up my boxes.
Hey, Kayla, we got another question.
Yes.
The question this time is, what model GravTech are you using?
I am using the GravTech SE7060. I'm sorry, CE. I keep saying SE. I'm so sorry. I think looking at all these turkeys is making me hungry. But good thing tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I honestly don't know what I'm doing for Turkey Day. I really don't. I have not seen not one turkey in my house, not a ham, a duck, nothing in my house. So I don't know what they're doing. But if anybody's open, can I please come to somebody's house for Thanksgiving if my house is not cooking?
Are you trying to steal a plate?
I am trying to steal a plate, but I'm asking, so I'm just going to borrow a plate. Even I don't think you can borrow a plate, but we're going to borrow it today. So first thing I'm going to load is going to be my black. I like to say in the order of my GravTech because GravTech, the best thing about GravTech is it does separate things by colors. So I'm just loading things in by the color, the order it has over here. That's going to help me not to mix up colors and shading and everything. So first thing I'm going to do is load in my black. And again, this is the PerfecPress 3D, so this is where I'm going to have to do double passes on. I'm going to keep my settings the exact same. I'm going to change it to 2 passes. And now we are going to send. And again, make sure everything is mirrored. So GrabTech, if your F is backwards, you just know that your design is mirrored. So now I'm just going to cut my other design out while the second design is cutting over there on the GrabTech. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Therese. That's my mom and my sister. Hello, Mom. I'm on TV. We're live. So I did mess up the S earlier, so I'm just going to peel the S off. And the good thing about my GrabTech is it did kind of cut through a little bit, so I can still see the outline of my S. So all I'm going to do is, it's just one piece. I'm going to peel my new S up. And I'm just going to put that onto where the outline was on my actual design. And boom, would have never knew. So now I'm going to keep cutting out my next designs. I'm going to move my computer over a little bit so you can see. Oh my gosh. They're so embarrassing. I told him not to say anything. Now Aaron's probably going to go pick on me. So right now I'm just doing my pre-layering. So it's just where. So my second design did finish cutting, but I'm going to lay this down first, and then I'm going to go and grab that. But this is how it's looking so far. Double me.
Hey, Kayla, we have
Yes.
another question.
Yes.
When you cut, does the software tell you what layers to cut, or does it cut it in order for you? Like, how does it cut the layers, like separate them? Does it do them in a special order?
It doesn't really put it in a special order. It just separates it out by color. So the best thing that I would have to do is I would just literally have to go in and just follow whatever order is cutting the colors are in. So I would just layer, like if it says black, red, and orange, and over here I would just have black, red, and orange in the same order, just so I don't get confused. But it does separate it out by color. But so next thing I'm going to cut is going to be my red over here for this design. So I'm going to load my red holographics in. And I am going to take my passes off because I was doing a pass. I'm going to take that off. And I'm just going to press send. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm just laying my first layer down. I'm not going to heat press anything yet, but just laying it down for me to see before I do start heat pressing. So this is how this design is going to look on the shirt. And I did do the eyes in 3D, so it's going to give you a little 3D action. So now my red is done. So the next layer I'm going to put in there is going to be again, if you are on Instagram, head over to YouTube and Facebook. I'm sorry, not YouTube. Head over to Facebook so you can see what's actually going on in my computer, and it will give you the total action, the total view. So next, I'm going to load in my next hologram into the GrabTech. I'm going to keep the exact same setting for this one as well. And remember, clicking the question mark really does help you because it tells you how much, what's your cut area you have on the GrabTech. So now I'm just going to weed out the PerfecPress 3D. And this one was cut on a force of 18, and I did do a double pass on this one. So I did make it smaller, so I am just going to go back and make it a little bit bigger because it is too small to go on a shirt. Pay attention to sizing, guys. Don't be like me. I do make a lot of mistakes. So the 3D is in there, so I'm going to go back and make it 2 passes. I'm not going to change my cutting settings. So now, while that actually cuts, I am just going to go ahead and start layering this shirt right here. So I'm going to lay this on the burgundy shirt. So it will look like this on a shirt. So I do like to start with my biggest layer. And my biggest layer is going to be the words where it says gobble me, swallow me. So my heat press is at 300. And for Winston does like to do 3 layers down, but I have not 3 layers, 3 fingers down. But I have very tiny hands, so I'm going to use 4 fingers down. And then just to make sure it's in the center, he does like to do 4 fingers across and stuff, but this is a smaller design, so I'm just going to do it in the middle, center as I can. So now I'm just going to press it, and I don't like to press for the entire 15 seconds. I like to do maybe about 6 to 8 seconds because as you are doing layers, your layers will tend to melt sometimes if you do the entire 15 seconds. I lost it. Oh, sorry, I lost the design for a second. So now I'm going to go with my second layer, and this is going to be the inside piece. So I am going to cut the eyes out because the eyes do go inside the white. So I'm going to make sure I do the white and the eyes last just to make sure that goes perfectly. I don't have a Teflon sheet. I don't have a Teflon sheet. So I'm just going to use some silicone sheets because I don't have a Teflon sheet in here, and these will still work fine. And we also do sell silicone sheets. So remember 6 to 8 seconds, and then if you want to, you can do a final 15 seconds after all of your layers are done. So the dabbing turkey is done. I'm just gonna lay that there. And while that does that, I am going to go in and cut my second layer of the dabbing turkey. And again, don't multitask like me. This can lead you to a lot of mistakes if you are doing a shirt for a customer. I'm going to take the double passes off because I'm not doing 3D anymore. And now the soft stretch foil is a cool peel, so I'm just gonna let it cool down a little bit. If you have a second heat press at home, you can just go on a second heat press at home that's not hot, and you can just press it on there and it'll do it perfectly. But right now I'm just gonna use my shirt just to cool it, my hoodie just to cool it down a teeny tiny bit. And while that cools, I'm just gonna load my second layer into the cutter over here. And now I'm going to peel this up because it should have cooled down a little bit. And it didn't. It's coming up a teeny tiny bit, so I am going to give it a second press. maybe for about 5 seconds. And while that cools, I'm going to go in with my next layer.
Kayla, we have another question on the Facebook. The question is, what software are you using?
I am using the GrabText software, but I did design this stuff in Adobe Illustrator. I just saved it as an EPS and then just opened it up in the GrabText Studio software to cut it. So I'm just trying different corners just to see if everything is pressing well. And it's still coming up a little bit, but that is okay. We're going to do a second press before I go on my next layer. Yeah. And I'm also just going to tighten up my pressure a little bit. Maybe because there's not enough pressure on the heat press for the soft stretch foil. But it's okay, guys. Don't panic if this happens to you. When you panic, you make things worse. So I'm going to use my knob and turn it the opposite way. I'm going to put my silicone sheet on top. Well, that's too hard. Okay, that's fine. And now the pressure is just right, but I'm just going to loosen it just a teeny tiny bit. So now I'm going to go with my second layer, which is going to be the eyes. Sorry, I'm going to do the, honestly, I don't know what this is called.
Gobbler.
Yes, the gobbler. Look at you knowing your turkey anatomy.
That's correct, Kayla.
Oh. It sound right. So while that is pressing, I am going to come back over here and load the green. And we are actually almost done cutting this one. I'm going to lift this up though. I'm going to take it off of here just so it can cool down because that still is soft stretch foil and it is a cool peel. And the same thing is happening again, but it's okay. I'm still going to do a second press. So now I'm going to go in with my last 2 layers, which is going to be the eyes. And the eye is going to be in 3D. So I am going to try not to put too much pressure on it, just so it does not go flat. Before I do that, I'm going to load in my next layer.
So we have another question, Kayla.
Yes.
What is the difference between silicone, parchment, and Teflon sheets?
So actually, I do not know the true answer to that one, but I do know that we do prefer to use like the silicone parchment paper when you are doing sublimation, just because it does help not to get dye and stuff on your heat press. And I know Teflon sheets, honestly, I don't know the answer to that question.
So Teflon's reusable. Silicone sheets and parchment paper is not reusable. Teflon tends to give things a little bit more of a glossy finish, and then the silicone sheets and parchment paper tend to matte things out a bit more. But they're all kind of non-stick, high-temperature papers to protect your pressing. We're asked 3D, the puff material. Unfortunately, no, it's the pre-puffed one that's on sale. The 3D foam is the one that puffs up. That one is not on sale, but I do got good news. We are expected to have a huge increase of colors available probably in December or first of the year. So that's pretty cool.
And finally, my last layer is cutting, but for this one, it's soft stretch for you, so I am going to lower my force a little bit. I'm going to take my force from 18 and take it back down to 12. Who said that?
Perfectly Maya.
Oh. And this is also my last layer on the heat press. I'm not doing too much pressure because I still do have the 3D on there. So just going to do very, very light pressure. So now for my last layer, I am going to do the entire 15 seconds. And I put my pressure all the way down and put it on the entire 15 seconds. And now I am done cutting all of my layers for my second shirt. I'm going to move the computer out of the way. And this is how the first shirt came out. Has a little texture in it with the glitter. Has a little shine in there with the soft stretch foil. Has a little 3D in there with the PerfecPress 3D. So it has a little bit of everything in there. So now I'm just going to try to weed out my second shirt really quickly. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will answer to the best of my abilities, or Winston will if I don't know the answer to it. Again, if you are on Instagram, head over to Facebook so you can get actually I'm not on the computer anymore, so you can stay on Instagram.
Courtney Jackson says, super cute. Can I have it?
Winston, can she have it?
Sally doesn't understand why 3D is called 3D. 3D is called 3D because it's thick and three-dimensional. It sticks out. That's what you're working with right now, right, Kayla?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can capture it, but if you can see, kind of, it's got more. It's thicker than normal vinyl. It protrudes out. It's like a good bit thicker. It's like 12 to 15 sheets of vinyl on top of each other, thickness-wise.
So you can kind of see this one is 2D, this one is 3D. So you can, if, I don't know if you can tell, but this one does look more raised on the sheet than this one does, and this one is just all flat. But this one, you will see my hand will go over, up and down. Read it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Right now, I'm going to show you guys how to layer with 8 layers. Now, I get a lot of customers in here that say they're afraid of layering. And I always tell them that layering literally just takes practice. When I first came, I was really bad with layering. But then after a few tries, I got really, really good at layering. So I believe I did a shirt in here that had about over 20 layers. It was crazy. So if you ever come in here, look at, it says Halloween Squad. I'm sorry, it says Horror Squad. That one had a lot of layers because I had Freddy Krueger on there. I had Saw. I had Jason. And you know, with each person on there, you do have to do their actual outfit. So that was crazy with all those layers. And also, it was another Monsters Inc. shirt. That one had, I believe, 16 or so layers. And then a Sunday Funday shirt had about 16 or so layers. Right now, I am reading the holographic vinyl. And as long as your cut setting is right, it will read perfectly. But the grab tag does help everything when you're doing cutting, especially the thicker vinyl, such as the 3D, the holographics, the mirrors, and the glitter. So again, all of the items that I am showing you, these are going to be on sale for 20% off until Monday. Just a reminder, we are closed tomorrow due to Thanksgiving, but we are open on Friday, but we are going to be open from 9:30 to 3:30 instead of the normal 9 a.m. to 5. But we are open on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2.
We were asked, what city are you guys in?
We are located in Norcross, Georgia.
We were asked, do you like designing?
Yes, I love designing. That's actually why I got a job here at PerfecPress, just so I can learn some more designing techniques and learn more about vinyl.
Did you learn about vinyl here?
I learned more about vinyl, yes. I learned about the different vinyls. I did not know it was this many vinyls out there in the world before I came here. I just thought it was just regular PerfecPress soft and glitter. I didn't know about flock, reflective, and everything. And I also learned different techniques such as layering and everything too.
I have students that are excited about the 24-inch silhouette cutter. What is your suggestion, and why should they buy the Graph Tech over it?
Um, I'm not too. As I said before I came here, I was a silhouette user, but after I came here, I did convert to the GravTech, and I am going to purchase the GravTech soon. But I recommend the GravTech over the silhouette 20-inch because the silhouette 20-inch, you're only going to be able to cut the rows of the PerfecPress soft on there, the heat transfer vinyl, because that goes to 20-inch. But if you're going to do decals such as car vinyls, that does go to 24 inches. So I say if you're going to purchase a 20-inch cutter, a mega cutter, just go ahead and purchase the GravTech. It's going to be much faster than the silhouette. The cuts will be much more preciser, and you're going to actually be able to cut 24-inch rows instead of having to buy the 24-inch decal vinyl, then have it to get it split into 20 because your cutter can only cut 20. I say don't limit yourself. Go with the big cutter and the 24-inch cutter. Especially if you are going to invest in a 20-inch cutter, I say just go ahead with the 24.
What's your favorite kind of vinyl to use?
My favorite vinyl to use is flock. It gives you a little bit of the texture in there, and I love textured vinyls. My other favorite vinyl to use is the PerfecPress Reflective, but the hollow black reflective. It's like, it gives you like a little rainbow feel of it. I think it's really, really, really cool. But after that, I don't know. Maybe the 3D foam. The 3D foam is a very cool vinyl too. Especially if you have a clothing line, it does help to make everything pop.
Dudu Ali is asking, is this the same place as JSI?
Yes, we are the same place as JSI. The only thing we did do was just change our name, but we are still JSI. We're just under a new name called PerfecPress HTV. But we are not under new management. We get that question all the time. Are we under new management? No. No new management. Nobody bought us out or anything. We just changed our name to stay relevant in the vinyl world. But if you ever do come inside the store, you ever have questions about the silhouette, Adobe Illustrator, layering questions, you can always ask for Kayla. I am sometimes always here. But you can always ask for me, and I will be happy to answer any questions you have. But if not, Winston is also good at layering. And he knows a little bit about the silhouette as well. Just a little bit. So now I'm done reading all of my stuff. I'm just going to start cutting it out. It's messed up. You said it's a what? Oh. So basically, because the flock does get curled up, it kind of did jam a little bit, so it kind of went into a error state. So all you have to do is just turn it off and turn it back on. No need to panic or anything. Just roll the flock to the opposite side just so it can get a little bit flatter. Again, if you're still here, feel free to ask any questions. If you're just now joining, I'm showing you some designs you can do with the vinyls that we do have on sale.
Somebody asked, what step are you on?
Well, I am past designing, I am past cutting, and I'm done with weeding. So right now, I am just cutting out the extra pieces of the vinyl. So I'm just cutting out the design so I can start layering. Well, so I can do the pre-layering and then do the layering on the shirt.
Can you talk more about that pre-layering?
So what pre-layering is just me layering everything while it's not on the shirt yet. But pre-layering just gives you a visual of how it's going to look before you put it on the shirt. So that gives you a chance to see maybe you'll have a few errors when you put it on the shirt right here. So you may have to cut some of the, let's say you have to cut his leg off. Not actually cut his leg off, but with the vinyl. Don't cut a turkey's leg, please, unless you're eating it. But you may have to cut the turkey's leg off just to make it fit onto your design and such. Pre-layering is actually very, very important.
All right, Kayla, we have a few questions on Instagram. One of them is, does the Graph Tech use a cut mat?
No, you do not need a cutting mat for the Graph Tech. But if you are saying using a very, very small scrap, you can use a cutting mat, but I wouldn't really recommend if you have bigger sheets.
Voodoo Alley on Facebook asked, all your cutouts have an L-shaped border. Is that on purpose?
All of my cutouts have a square border around it. So you can see right here, yes, I do it on purpose just because I still have all of this right here that I can use to make a second shirt. So whenever you are cutting your vinyl out, please make sure you do borders because you can actually make shirts out of these small pieces right here. And it also saves you vinyl and it saves you money in the future.
Makes it easier to peel.
Yeah. Again, the scraps, not again, but the scraps you do see in this video, it will be in the grab bag. So if you don't want to, if you're scared to try out the like an entire sheet, you just want to do a few scraps, you can always just come in here and purchase a $20 grab bag. And inside the $20 grab bags, you will get 20 sheets of vinyl. You'll get 90% of HTV and 10% of signed vinyl.
Sounds like a deal.
It is actually a great deal. I have made plenty of shirts with scraps, especially if you are using a cutting mat.
We were just asked, do we ship internationally? Unfortunately, we do not. We do not ship outside the continental United States. It's more to do about our credit card processing than shipping. Our credit card processor doesn't accept other countries.
So right now I'm doing the pre-layering step that I was just talking about. So all that is doing is just showing me how my shirt is going to layer. And it also just helps you because sometimes it does look a little weird. So if I had it like this way, you'll be like, well, wait, where is this going to go on the shirt? But if you already did the pre-layering step, you will save a whole lot of time when you're pressing.
Voodoo Alley asked, what type of cutting mat do we offer? We offer the Cameo cutting mats. We can special order the Graphtec ones, but honestly, we don't really recommend cutting mats unless you're using scraps. Almost every cutter except the Cricut tends to cut better if you stick the vinyl directly in versus cutting it on a cutting mat.
This is such a cool looking turkey.
Looks cool.
Yeah. So this is my turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. I'm going to place it on my tan shirt. So I'm just going to lay it down. And it's still a bit too small. I should have made it bigger. I'll make it bigger next time. But I'm just going to place it on my shirt just to see the centering. And the first layer I'm going to do is going to be my black. So whenever you're doing a pre-layering as well, always try to layer on the back side so that when you do your first layer of the black, all you have to do is peel up all the top layer and your black will be right there. Now, the 3D liner is not very, very, very sticky. So I do like to use our thermal tape just to hold it in place right there. So I'm going to tighten my pressure up a tad bit. Again, don't do it for the entire 15 seconds. Do it for a cool maybe 6 to 8 seconds. And with the 3D, I'm going to press on top of it, as well as flip it over to the back side just to make sure that your heat is going all the way through. So now I'm going to go in my next layer that I have right here. I am actually going to make the soft stretch 4. It'll be my last layer. Should I? So I'm going to go with this layer. And you can stretch the shirt out a little bit if you see that it's not lining up in some areas. Or even you can cut it, not the shirt, cut your vinyl if it's not lining up in some areas, just so you can make sure that you're layering correctly. I'm going to use my silicone sheet on top because some of the 3D is exposed. And the hologram is a cool peel, so I'm just going to let it cool down. I'm going to fan it a little bit. Going to let it go down a bit more. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
What layer is that? The turkey feet.
This is my second layer, I think,
Yeah.
if that's what you're asking.
I think they're asking what vinyl are you using.
Oh, the vinyl I am using is rose gold hologram, but the black that you see, the black outline that you see is PerfecPress 3D. So 3D is just a three-dimensional vinyl, so it's just a much thicker vinyl. It's close to PerfecPress soft, but it is much more thicker
It's close to
than
brick
PerfecPress.
sizer. We were asked, what would happen if you didn't flip the shirt when applying the brick?
If we didn't flip it, I don't really think anything would happen, but it may not last as long because with me flipping my shirt, that's giving me the opportunity to let the heat go all the way through the shirt. So try to flip it if you are able to. So the inside right here that has nothing in it keeps getting stuck to the 3D. So I am just going to cut it out. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. And it is some space at the top, so I am just going to look and see if any of my vinyls will be able to go there. I highly doubt it, but I can cut out the gobble gobble part.
That's being more efficient with your pressing.
Yes. Now make sure whenever you are layering, if you do try to do 2 layers at a time like I'm doing right now, please make sure that all of your, like all the plastic is not going to be under your layers right here because it will be stuck to the plastic and not the shirt, and you do not want that.
We're asking, what about a suggested cutting board for Expert 24? We no longer carry any GCC products, so honestly, I don't have a suggested cutting mat for one of those. You could probably get away with using a Cameo cutting mat in one. Pretty much all cutting mats are exactly the same design, so you could use the different brands and it should work just fine. We got asked on Instagram, how do you print multiple colors?
So layering multiple colors come with your design. So as long as your design has multiple colors in there, say if you're using the grad set will read the multiple colors, but it comes when you're using the vinyl. The layers come from loading the vinyl in for each color. So say you have a red, you want to load your red color. So you have a green, you want to load your green color, and then your blue colors. So it'll just come with you actually cutting the different colors. Again, this is a cool peel. If you have a second heat press at home, it will be easier to use your second heat press at home if it's not on and it is still cold. The one thing that I love about the holographic vinyl is that after you press it, you would not lose the sparkles in there. As for when using soft stretch foil, when you press it, you may lose it as long as you press it correctly, but with the holographic, you don't lose it at all. So now I'm going to go into my next layer. It's going to be his sunglasses. Isn't this turkey so cute? This turkey is cooler than me. I wouldn't eat this turkey. Unless it has some barbecue sauce on it.
Ooh, I love barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
What's your favorite brand of barbecue sauce?
Sweet Baby Ray's.
I like that one. That's a good one.
It's the only brand of barbecue sauce I eat. Don't be like me. Let it cool down. Again, I'm not perfect. I try to skip a lot of steps just like you until you mess up. Also, if we do make any mistakes, we do sell Stain Be Gone. And what Stain Be Gone does is it just cleans up your mistakes, basically. So how you will use the Stain Be Gone is you will turn your shirt inside out, and you will spray. Say if you pressed it, maybe this right here by accident. You will just use the Stain Be Gone, spray it on the back and side of the shirt, and then just let it sit a little bit, and then just peel it up on the front side.
We have a split. The people on Instagram agree they like barbecue sauce, but the people on Facebook don't like the barbecue sauce on the turkey.
I don't actually put barbecue sauce on turkey. I'm so sorry, guys.
What do you put on the turkey then?
On my
Cranberry?
turkey, I put dressing and gravy.
All right.
But like if I'm making like maybe like a sandwich, I will probably put turkey on it. Oh my God, pulled pork sounds so good right now.
What? We're talking about turkey.
I didn't even know how I got on pulled pork. But it does sound good. I'm so sorry. We didn't eat breakfast this morning. I'm pretty sure I'm making you hungry now. I am so sorry.
We should get barbecue today. Wait, we got the ham that guy brought us.
Dude. I love ham. What's your favorite Thanksgiving thing, Winston?
I like collard greens. That's my favorite thing on
Collard
Thanksgiving.
greens.
Yeah.
Out of everything on Thanksgiving, you like collard greens?
If they're done right, collard greens are amazing.
Winston, a vegetable?
Yeah, vegetable.
Winston. Mine is cornbread dressing. And ham. Oh my God. Like when I was younger, I would only have a plate full of ham.
And turkey. I like the turkey. I like ham if we have it. I like all the casseroles, like the green bean casserole.
Oh no, my family don't do casseroles really.
I love Thanksgiving casseroles. Is that pretty much all of them? One more layer?
2 more.
2 more layers.
And then we'll be done. And the last layer determines if we did everything right.
It's vastly off.
It's
terribly off.
Right. Again, another reminder, we are closed tomorrow, but we are open on Friday as well as Saturday. Our hours are adjusted on Friday. We are open from 9:30 to 3:30 on Friday, and then the same hours for Saturday, which is going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Kayla, I think one of your family members has said, tell Kayla we are not having ham this year for Thanksgiving.
We're not having ham. Cancel the entire Thanksgiving. No ham? How can you have a Thanksgiving without ham? Oh my God, I'm about to cry for real. We're not having ham. would they tell me that? I hope they playing. I hope they playing.
We were asked, when did we say the 3D foam colors are available? We don't have an exact date on it. They were supposed to actually come in last week, but they weren't on that shipment. We're hoping they'll be in by December. I don't know if we'll have them on shelves before Christmas time, but probably first of the year it will be on shelves. And we got a lot of new colors on their way. I think we got about 10 or 12 new 3D foam colors. So really expanding that whole section.
As well, speaking about new colors, we also did get new reflective colors, and we got a sky blue in as well as it's like a Kelly green type of color. It's actually really, really, really pretty. I'm excited to see what you guys make with that.
What are you going to make with it?
I
St.
don't
Patty's
know
Day
yet.
stuff?
Hmm?
St. Patty's Day?
Ooh, it is reflective green. But what do we get? Are we going to get green 3D foam in too?
Yeah.
Well, we do a shirt with the green holographic, the reflective, the 3D foam, the glitter.
Yeah, there's green, there's like athletic yellow, red, blue. There's a really nice purple coming out. There's like a dark green and a bright green. I think there's like a nice like beige sort of color too.
Mhm. I lost my last layer. Oh. Sorry, guys. The moment of truth. If we did everything right.
Final layer. Now, since this is your final layer, you're going to do probably a full 15 on this one?
Yes.
Or are you separating it into 2 layers?
Yes, I am going to separate it a teeny tiny bit just because, like I said earlier, sometimes your layers can melt. So I believe it did melt just a teeny tiny bit. So I'm just going to,
Shifts and whatnot.
yeah. And if your shirt is not fully doing everything, you can stretch the shirt out a little bit and actually make it fit into it. So get in there.
Now, you did do one no-no I don't do when I do layers.
What?
You layered 3D
I
before
know.
everything else. That should have been your very last layer, but it would have been harder to line everything up.
Yeah. I don't recommend using 3D as your first layer either, but black is always going to be your first layer if you have a lot of outlines. But I made a mistake and did black and 3D. Because of how thick the 3D is, it can sometimes overlap when you're layering. It won't do the full, like it won't press fully.
So it costs more, but a way that you could do it where it would be easier and last longer would be you would press a layer of PerfecPress soft black as your lines, and then your final layer would be the 3D line on top.
Winston, you are so smart.
Yeah, that's why they pay me the big bucks, homegirl.
You're so smart. I want to grow up to be as smart as Winston one day, guys. What if I had Winston's and Aaron's smarts in one?
What and when is the next tutorial? We have tutorials every Wednesday
Wednesday
and
and
Friday
Friday.
at 11 a.m. We're going to be off this upcoming Friday for Black Friday, but we will be back next Wednesday doing a bunch of Christmas themed shirts.
Again, if you should leave a few suggestions as to what you want to see, so that we aren't just sitting here making boring videos for you guys. We're going to show you guys what you want to see. So if you want to see us maybe make a few stockings, make ornaments and stuff, just let us know in the comments, or we come in the store, let me know. I'll tell Winston or let anybody know. It's always good to leave suggestions.
Start sticking to other ones. They're asking, when will Kayla do another live stream?
I don't know.
I don't know. Before this, I make all the cashiers draw straws, and whoever has the longest one has to do it.
When you do that? We should start doing that.
Rock, paper, scissors for it.
That would be so funny.
So Voodoo Alley would like us to do a thing all over sublimation. Hey Voodoo, if you go to our YouTube page, type in PerfectPress HTV on YouTube. We already have a fair amount of sublimation videos, so you can check those out. And we will take noted that you're interested in sublimation, so we might in the next week or two do some sublimation-focused pressings.
Okay, so while this cools down, I am going to show you guys some more Black Friday stuff that we are selling. So here's the flyer. When you come in the store, make sure you pick up a flyer or look at the flyer. So the first thing we have on here, everything is up to 25% off. So we have 10% off the heat presses. This one is $349 before 10% off. I don't know what is after 10% off. Too much math for me right now. The Grab Tech is 10% off as well. It's $18.95 without the 10% off. After the 10% off, of course, I don't know.
It's usually like $189.
Yeah. Huh? Another thing is 10% off is going to be our double cup turners. Those are $69.99 before 10% off. 20% off are going to be our sublimation blanks. So that's going to include our socks, our makeup bags, our stockings, and they are Swedish feeling on the other side, Swedish velvet. I don't know what type of material this is, but it feels wonderful on the other side. As well as our stockings. We have passports, with luggage tags, we have license plates and stuff like that. Only thing that's not 20% off is going to be our mugs and tumblers. 20% off, we also have sublimation markers. That's a really, really fun craft to do as well. Um, 25% off all of our masks, all of our sublimation masks. So if you're into sublimation or you want to start getting into sublimation, we do have a few. Maybe you can start testing on our mask. We are having 20% off of all of our glitters, our soft stretch foils, our flop, which is the velvet with a Swedish feeling vinyl, as well as our holographic, as well as our PerfectPress 3D. We also have 20% off our solvent print transfers. The solvent print transfers are going to be like what this cute little reindeer ear is, the truck, and whatnot. Or even if you are an elf on the shelf lover, we also have these, as well as our all around everyday solvent print transfers. So we see like our melanin popping transfers, the sunflower transfers. All of those are $5 right now. If you come inside of the store, I'm not sure if it is $5 online as well, but I know it is in store.
Those are in-store only specials.
So the $5 transfers are in-store only specials. So be sure to come in the store and pick some up before it's all gone. Now the sausage foil is messing up a little bit, but it's a-okay. I'm pretty sure just because I put my 3D as my first layer, but it's no problem. I'm going to do another press on it and then it'll be fine. We do have a Christmas bundle special, so that's going to include our double cup turners. You can get 1 quart of the epoxy as well as 1 quart as the hardener, and as well as 5 PerfectPress glitters, which I think is a great deal. And so with that special, you are able to make tumblers like these. And this is used with all of our PerfectPress glitters. You can also use our PerfectPress, our glitters and you can do like the actual like the vinyl glitter, the adhesive glitter, to put on top of your cup as well. So yeah. And that sale is going on until Monday.
Cyber Monday.
So right now I'm doing the entire 15 seconds because this is my last layer. And this is how my shirt came out.
Hold it up.
Come back here with the light. So do we have any final questions? Remember, we are closed tomorrow. We are open on Friday from 9:30 to 3:30, as well as Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do you have any questions before we head out?
Nope.
Well, thank you guys for joining. This was a much longer than usual video, but hopefully you did retain a lot of information, learn some new things, ask the question that you wanted to ask, and be sure to join not Friday, but maybe next Wednesday. And make sure you leave suggestions onto what you want us to see so we can show you what you want to see. Thanks, bye, come again.
Thank you, Kayla.
You're welcome.
And remember, like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, y'all. See you next Wednesday.